If you're used to writing casual emails to friends and family, you may not know how to write a formal email properly. Don't worry, you're not alone. Many people struggle with writing a formal email. Hi, my name is Sergio Sala and welcome to Envato Tuts Plus, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to write a formal email that gets results. The main difference between a formal versus a casual email is the language. Let me give you an example of a formal email language. The meeting is scheduled for December 5th at 9:30 a.m. period. All students must attend period. Your project's updates are needed. And if we compare it to an informal email language, it will be the example. Require meeting dash short of December 5th 9:30 a.m. period. Update is needed period. See you there period. Emoticon happy face. Both statements share the same information, but the tone of the first is much more formal. Notice the incomplete sentence, slang, and emoticon in the informal example. So now we'll show you how to write a formal email. Let's start with the subject line. The subject line is what the reader sees in their inbox. If the subject line is misleading or missing information, your email might not get read. The message might even get to spam. So the more formal your email, the more detailed your subject line should be. So let me give you an example of a formal subject line. Require student meeting at December 5th, 9:30 a.m. And if we compare it to an informal subject line, it will just say upcoming meeting. Notice that the first subject line is more informative and complete. The informal subject line sent to someone you know well just barely touches on the topic. The salutation directly addresses the person you're sending the email to. It's always used in formal email messages, but sometimes skipping informal messages. If you're sending the email to a group, address the entire group. Here's an example. If you got the person name you want to send the email to, it's proper to use their name along with any title the person has. Here's an example of a formal salutation for an individual. Here's an example of a formal salutation without a name. In rare instances where you don't know a person's name or title, it's okay to use this salutation. And now the opening of a formal email often requires the sender to introduce themselves. In contrast, informal emails are sent to someone you know and the introduction isn't needed. So here's an example of an opening in a formal email. My name is Jordan, period. I'm the professor for statistics for XYZ University, period. This message is for all current students. Now, the body of a formal email typically elaborates on the purpose of the email. Although the body contains detailed information, it's important to write clearly and concisely in a formal email. Let me give you an example. Remember, your reader isn't familiar with you and you may not be familiar with your topic. You don't want your email recipient to misunderstand an important point, so it has to be clear as possible. A good formal email closing also reminds the reader who you are, since you should include your full name, contact information, and title if appropriate. If you can, use a professional signature template for added impact. So at minimum, a formal email should contain all of the following elements: a subject line that is specific and concise, a salutation that addresses the recipient by name if possible, a body text displaying the main message of the email, and your signature that is a formal email closing. Although many modern email platforms allow you to use so many different fonts, it's best to stick with a common readable font like Verdana. Let's go here and you're gonna see Verdana, Georgia, Tahoma. Because if you use something like a novelty font like Comic Sans, it will look very informal and nobody will take you seriously. So before you send the email, you have to check that there's no spelling errors, mistakes in any name, typos, or grammatical errors. A sloppy email full of mistakes makes a bad impression. And there you have it. As long as you have a proper structure, a formatting, and a tone, you should be able to write a formal email. Thanks for watching. Ciao.